Hi, my Facebook friends. Most of you know, because you're probably seeing this on my page, I'm Paula Shaw, and I've decided to start doing something new today. We all know what's going on in the world, I think. It's all anybody is talking about or thinking about. And it's also going to impact my radio show, so I won't be doing live stream radio shows for a little while. And so I decided to just look at what could I do? How could I in some way help what's going on right now? And so I'm taking a play from my daughter Erin's Playbook because a couple of days ago she started reading for an hour every day at 5 o'clock. She reads from Harry Potter, the very first Harry Potter book. And she's growing quite a following. And I have been listening myself because I'm one of those few people on the planet who never got around to reading Harry Potter. And so I am really enjoying Erin's Harry Potter episode. That's on her Erin Shaw page every day around 5 o'clock. So what I decided to do is create a little something of my own around noon. I know today it's not noon, it's past noon, but it took me a little while to get the technology figured out here. But I'm going to try to be coming to you every day at noon. And I'm calling this time Moments from the Silver Linings Playbook, because I realized in the last couple of days, being here in isolation, that there are some beautiful things, some very positive things coming out of what we're all going through right now with the coronavirus pandemic. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to share some of those silver linings? And I think we could all use them. And I really want to encourage anybody watching this to please post some of your silver lining stories or private message me your stories, and I'd love to share them at this time every day. So, excuse me, one of the things that inspired me to go ahead and start this today was my nephew, Patrick Gutman, who is a music composer as of June, Dr. Patrick, last June, we've got this cool thing going on in our family right now, and this is one of the silver linings that's happening. We've just got this text thread going, and it's like going all day long and into the evening until everybody finally crashes. All of us just kind of keeping each other posted on what's going on in our lives, or some funny thing that happened or some great thing that happened. And it's really helping to get through the long hours of isolation. I know many of you have families and lots of people around you, and there's an upside and a downside to that, isn't there? Been there. But I am living alone at this point in time, and so I'm enjoying having interaction with the outside world. It's kind of helping to keep me sane because I really like that. So Patrick shared with us yesterday that he did his first piano lesson via FaceTime. So, and he said it actually was kind of better. He didn't have to drive to the student's home. He could still do everything he needed to do. And when it was over, all he had to do was push a button. He didn't have to drive back to his home. So in the text, he put #silver linings. And I thought, oh, that must be my sign, because I had been thinking for a day or so about creating this little time that I want to call Moments from the Silver Linings Playbook. So, other things I want to share with you, that are silver linings that I've seen happening since this all began, is that my friend Colby Kaur, who is one of the dearest people on the planet. She's a genetic researcher and truly one of the smartest people I've ever known, and also one of the most loving and giving. I've been dealing with a little stomach bug the last couple days. It's definitely not corona, but it's awful, you know, the little nausea thing going on all the time. And she brought me some broth from the miracle, no, the, oh shoot. Darn, the medical medium, the medical medium's healing broth. Google it. Oh my goodness, it was wonderful. And from the first sip, my stomach started feeling better. So that was a big silver lining for me. And I've been drinking that broth for the last couple of days, and it's helped tremendously. So for any of you who just want to boost your immune systems, or if you've got a little stomach thing going on too, try some of the medical medium's healing broth. I'm going to try, if I can get some help from my millennial children or nieces and nephews, I want to post these things here on this page so you can find them. But I'm not totally sure how to handle that technology right now. So any of you who are helpful with that, I would love to have that help. Another silver lining I want to share is that in addition to bringing me that fabulous healing broth, my friend Colby also told me about an article I want you all to Google and look for in Forbes magazine, because there are pictures that you won't believe showing how the earth is healing since the coronavirus started and people have had to go into isolation and social distancing and all the terms none of us even knew 3 weeks ago. The earth is healing. You will see these pictures that show the redness is levels of toxicity and inflammation on the earth. And it shows where it was when it all began and where it is now. And the redness is almost gone in several places on the earth. You have to see the pictures. I wanted to show them to you today, but as I said, I'm not the techie expert, but I'm going to figure out how to get that link on this page so any of you who aren't inclined to Google but want to just click a link will see the pictures. They say over 77,000 lives have been saved due to the lessening of the pollution on the earth. So I guess Mother Nature just went, okay, if you guys aren't going to figure it out, I'm going to just step in here and clean this thing up. So there's a huge plus, a huge plus. What's another one? Oh yes, something I realized today in preparing this time for you. Because yesterday, I have to say, I didn't get out of my jammies. I didn't put on the makeup, threw my hair back in a ponytail. And I kind of felt all day, of course, I was actually feeling sick, so I'm going to give myself a break. I did go for a walk, and that helped tremendously. But one of the things I realized, and I heard some neighbors talking about this as well, you know, we need to not fall into depression and those feelings like we're sick. So I really want to urge you all, get out of your jammies, take a shower. You don't have to do anything fancy with your hair, and you know, actually it's good for our skin not to put makeup on every day, so take a pass on those, but get into some kind of a routine. I know the gyms are closed, and that breaks my heart too, but do some kind of workout, take a walk, do some sit-ups. I remember my Aunt Jeanette, even when we were kids, and I was a kid a long time ago, and fitness was not a big deal then, but my Aunt Jeanette was always into being fit. And she would say, you just got to do your exercises wherever you can. So literally she would stand at the sink. The stove. She'd be stirring a pot of something, and she'd be doing leg lifts to the side, to the back. She'd be working it while she was cooking. So I want to suggest we all find ways to do that. You know, recently on a podcast called Higher Energy that I'm doing for the Association for Comprehensive Energy Psychology, we interviewed Norm Shealy, who many of you may know. He's had a newsletter online for years. He's a medical doctor, a neurologist, but actually the king and the founder of alternative medicine. Although he's Western trained, he's all about using food and natural remedies and all those kinds of things to stay healthy. Well, one of the things Norm said he does every day is running in place and just doing this with his arms. Or you can bounce on one of those little trampolines. So there's another little thing you can do. And don't forget, you don't have to be on the ground to do crunches. I know it was a Beachbody video that my son had that I watched, and I've seen other people do it. But you know, we can stand up and do crunches like that, and side crunches to get that muffin top down. So let's remember that. There's another thing we can be doing right here in our houses with or without anybody around, and to whatever music we want to listen to. Okay, another thing that might be really good right now is make a commitment that every day you're going to clean something out. Maybe it's a drawer, maybe it's a closet, maybe it's one cupboard, but just clean it up, redo it. Make it something that feels better to you now. Okay, because we've all got those little areas of our houses where we go, oh God, yeah, when I have some time, I'll do it. And we never have the time. Guess what? We have the time now, like it or not. So let's do something productive with it. So let's all make a commitment that every day we're going to do at least one thing. We're going to accomplish one thing. It doesn't have to be huge, but one thing, you're going to write it down, and then before that day's over, you're going to accomplish it. Okay, let's do it. Coming to you today was my thing, because I've been thinking about it for 2 days, but I was feeling kind of punk. But you know what? When I was getting ready, and I even curled my hair a little bit and stuff, I felt better. I felt like I had a purpose today. So, that was me. Now I'm channeling my dad, who cries all the time. You know, we need a purpose. We need to feel like we matter, and that what we do that day matters. And today it felt like it mattered if I actually followed through and did this to talk to you guys. So any of you who are listening, thank you for being there and affirming that obviously this is an important thing for me to do for me, even if nobody sees it. One other little tip I want to pass on to you. I won't go on and on forever because I want to make this short and sweet. I saw a video yesterday put out by the World Health Organization making a very clear point that the virus cannot live in heat. And one of the simple things we can do that won't cost you a dime, they suggest you have a spritzer bottle so you spray your skin and then put your hair dryer on the highest heat and blow that hot air up your nose. I think it was like 2 minutes, but you want to keep spritzing so you're not drying out your skin. And then afterwards, I would definitely go with some moisture cream, especially we girls over 50. Okay, so those are my tips. Couple of cool stories I just want to share, and then I will let you guys go. What about the Italians singing from, oh geez. So this is gonna be a little show where Paula cries. The Italians singing from their windows to each other when they're in lockdown. Oh my God, I thought that was one of the most beautiful things I ever heard. I mean, only the Italians would find opera and music and beauty in something like that. So let's all find a little bit of Italian in us and connect with somebody somehow, even if we should get to a point of lockdown, and luckily we're not there. Another thing I thought was beautiful, my friend Doug Quackenbush sent me a little piece on a group of teenagers, and I can't remember their official name, but I'm going to try and put that in the on the page as well, but I'm going to call them the shopping angels. This group has band together and they're going shopping and taking the supplies to seniors. They have a website, they have a number to call. The seniors can call in what they need and these guys buy it and bring it to them. Is that cool? I mean, and it's so beautiful because the teenagers are all out of school now. They need something productive to do too. So maybe anybody listening who has impact on teenagers, there's a fabulous idea to suggest. Earlier, just before I started, I saw some posts from some of my friends, Don Meredith and Robin Chapello, talking about helping seniors wherever you see them. If you're in the market, see if there's anything you can do for them. I heard this morning from my assistant, Vanessa, who works at Target, that Target on Wednesday mornings now is open for the first hour, 8 to 9, for seniors only. So you can go in there and get what you need without having to wait in line for a long time and without having a lot of people around. That's good to know, isn't it? And I think other markets are doing that too. So any of you who know about that, post that to me and then I'll announce that on tomorrow. I want to say tomorrow's show. I mean, obviously this is not a show, but you know, being somebody who normally does a radio show and podcasts and stuff, I kind of think of it that way. And what's the other? So I shared with you about the planet. Oh yeah, you know, one of the things that occurred to me today, especially in light of this text strand that's been going on in my family, touch base with people you haven't talked to in a while. We got time, guys. Let's use it wisely. I think that's like one of the most important things we can do. And then I just wanted to share one funny little warning with you, because maybe we don't all know this. I clearly didn't. One of the reasons these bangs are down quite so low today is because yesterday I figured since I have time, I'll do my roots. So I was doing my roots while I was talking to somebody, and I decided, oh, I've got some gray hairs in my eyebrows too. I think I'll do my eyebrows. So I took the brush that is meant to do here, and I kind of brushed it on my eyebrows because I figured when I wash my face, then, you know, I mean, your scalp doesn't get dyed when you do your roots. Well, this morning I woke up and it was kind of a start because I look like Groucho Marx. That dye does not come off your skin easily. So be very careful if you decide you want to dye your eyebrows when you're doing your roots, ladies. I would use a very, very fine brush and be very careful where you put it because these brows are much darker than I really wanted them to be today. Hopefully after a couple of days of scrubbing, you know, I'll be back to something that's a little more livable. Anyway, all right. So I'm going to end this epic now because it was only supposed to be about 10 minutes. But I just want to say to everybody, wherever you are and whatever's going on in your life right now, this is a time when we all need to kind of remember our senses of humor. Yesterday, my friend Ellen called me and read me some of the posts that came from a friend of hers, and I mean, I was hysterical. The woman was saying, if I keep stress eating, my 2 weeks supplies will be gone in 3 days, and several other really funny things. It's okay to laugh now, guys. We need to laugh, and we need to keep each other up as well. So I'm hoping that besides beautiful silver lining stories, I can also bring you some funny ones. So any of you who maybe dyed your eyebrows badly as I did, or have some other great funny story to share, please send them to me. You know, let's be talking. You can private message me or put it right on the page. But let's hang together during this whole thing. I'm going to be bringing my moments from the Silver Linings Playbook to you every day. My attempt will be noon, but it might be a little bit thereafter. But I'd love it if you join me. I'd love it if you give me ideas of great stories to tell. And for those of you who were here today, thank you so much for hanging with me and for giving me a purpose today to get up, to get dressed, and to smile. I love you all. Have a great day. and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.